Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us this evening for the very first Cookie Bites webinar for the 2023 cookie season. I'm Michelle Johnson, and I'm the Director of Product Programs, and joining me is Whitney Smith, one of our Product Programs Managers, and she's going to be monitoring the chat for questions that come up while we're presenting. So just an overview, if you don't have these on your calendar yet and you want to make sure that they are on there, we do have a whole webinar series that began today. And once we do our recording, these will be posted on the website. So we usually post on our YouTube channel, and then we'll post the link on our Cookie Manager Rallyhood as well. But just a reminder that the 2023 Troop Cookie Manager training is already available on GS Learn if you have not taken that yet. And there are some additional courses available in GS Learn as well, a digital cookie overview and an eBudde overview, which are the systems that cookie volunteers use to help manage their programs, with eBudde being the required one. If you do join us for future webinars live, they're all going to be at 6:30. They're all on Tuesdays, except for the money management one, which shifted a little bit due to the initial order deadline for neighborhoods. And then there are, if you need additional help with eBudde, there is a help center in eBudde to the far right, and there's manuals and videos and stuff, a lot of resources available there. So here we are, we're preparing for Go Day on January 7th. So what are the things that you need to be doing at this point as a cookie volunteer so that your troop is ready to go on January 7th as possible? If you have not scheduled a family meeting or a cookie meeting with parents, now's the time to do that. And you don't have to do it before the holidays. You can certainly do it in the first bit of January to make sure to get those materials out to them. So one, materials, hopefully you have them and received them in the mail. Those did go out last month, or in the Daisy Dropbox for December, which went out about a week after the rest of the troops. But what do you do at a cookie family meeting? This is the chance to maybe sometimes separate the girls from their parents and have, if you have 2 volunteers or helpers, have the helpers do a program with the Girl Scouts, talk about cookies, get them excited. Maybe there's a badge that they'd want to work on during then, goal setting type of stuff. And then have the cookie manager talk to the parents or the adults about the expectations and what the cookie program's all about, how it functions, all that good stuff, and lay out your expectations and deadlines for your troop. That's really what that meeting is, and making sure everybody has the materials that they need. You also want to make sure that you complete that training in GS Learn. If you have not done so, come to the eBudde one, go do the eBudde one, in a week or so. If you aren't ready to do that, you don't have time, they are ones that you can work on as you go, so you don't have to do them all in one sitting. And then if you are a cadet senior ambassador troop, this is the time to make sure that you are completing that opt-out process if you are choosing, or your troop votes to opt out of getting those tangible rewards up to that 1,000 level. So just a reminder of the dates. Last week was the eBudde and digital cookie access that opened. Tomorrow, or 2 days, Girl Scout individual access opens for digital cookie to be just set up and publish sites and get them ready for that January date. So I mentioned the training. I did want to go over all of the available courses that we have in GS Learn right now for troop level cookie volunteers. So there's the 2023 training, and you'll know that because it's got the dolphin. It's actually the volunteer patch this year that troop volunteer can earn when the troop submits their initial order. So you can complete that. And then we have, if you're a brand new cookie manager this year, there is a new cookie manager orientation available is in GS Learn as well. We did it as a live course back in October, but the recorded version is available in GS Learn now. There's some overlap of content between the two pieces, but the orientation is designed for the 101 level type of thing. And then we have the Clover Go for new troops and those returning users. Clover Go is our one of the credit card acceptance systems. It is not the preferred one, but it is one that's a little bit more complicated in terms of using. So we've got some onboarding slides for that. And then the digital cookie and eBudde courses as well. To mention the family cookie meeting, if you are a volunteer and you've never done this before, and so you're really nervous about what to do and you're not sure what to cover for when you're talking to the families, GSUSA has created these family cookie meeting guides to support volunteers like you. And they have one for each age level or program level in Girl Scouts. So if you go to the members header of our website for council, you can go to GSUSA as well. And then go to volunteer cookie resources. There'll be a link to GSUSA's page that has these guides available to download as PDFs. So these can help provide you a framework to plan that meeting if you've not done that yet. So I already went over kind of what that family cookie meeting is all about, but really it is the opportunity for you to promote the program with your families, why it's important, how your troop will use their funds, and encourage them to have your Girl Scouts participating. And I mentioned cookie business badges as potential activity for Girl Scouts to be doing while their parents are learning about cookies. We do have progressive business badges for each level in Girl Scouts. And there are also family entrepreneur pins that have some additional activities that Girl Scouts can work on with their family if they wish during the season or leading up to the season. And the entrepreneur pins are kind of cute because there's two per level. So if you earn it as a first year daisy, it's going to be blue, but it's going to have a different cookie on it than second year daisy would get. So each year they can earn a different pin. And if you have access to the volunteer toolkit, you can get the badge information, the badge steps in there as well. And we do have live programs that our programs and partnerships department offers. And there are a couple coming up that still have openings. So if you don't want to do the work yourself and you want to have your girls come to a program with us, definitely check out our events online to see what's going on there. So I mentioned your troop materials. If you've not received them yet, certainly let us know. We encourage you to reach out to your local neighborhood cookie manager. And if you don't know who that is, we can certainly help you connect with that person following the recording here. But troops that were mailed materials directly were those who we identified as having at least a cookie manager or a leader registered for the new year in our membership system, as well as at least one Girl Scout. So if you did, or if the role wasn't assigned, but you had a membership, sometimes that presents an issue with who got the materials, or even if your troop got materials at all at that point. Packets would include a quick start guide for the volunteer, which has a QR code, it links to a longer guide online, which is great. And then the order card family guide and goal getter flyer order card for each Girl Scout, as well as a money envelope. And then the receipt books are for the cookie volunteer to use. And those are very important. And don't have to worry about those right now, but you can certainly hold on to those because we'll talk about those at one of our future webinars. So this guide, your quick start guide, is really you can say it's on the go. It's smaller. You can get quick access to your dates and some basic information about the work that you need to do and timeline as a cookie manager. But the online version, I would definitely encourage you to use your mobile phone, scan that QR code on the quick start guide so that and you can bookmark the online version on your phone so that you have that on the go, which and it's mobile friendly. So it's really great if you have it on your phone and you can pull the table of contents up, click to where you want to go, scroll through easily, and you don't have to worry about having that paper version with you when you're driving around, or you're at a meeting or something like that. But yeah, the beauty of it is that we have how-to videos on there, short tutorials on maybe things like submitting rewards or initial order submission, stuff like that you may have forgotten to do from year to year, or you want to see what it looks like because eBudde looks a little bit different. Those videos are in that online guide. So just a reminder, if you are eligible as a troop for opt-out, and again, this is only for cadet, senior, and ambassador troops, not multi-level troops. The troops may vote by majority. to opt out of physical rewards so that they can earn additional proceeds per package. The process is that they have to formally do their vote, and the girls each have to sign the form. There's a paper form that they need to sign that the troop maintains. And then the volunteer needs to make sure to go to the link that is provided in the guide and indicate that their troop is opting out of rewards. So that is the official notification to us that you're official, that you've done it, you're legitimate, and you're allowed to change the setting in eBudde. If you did this form in the fall for Treats and Reads and you clicked both programs, no need to do it over again. Just make sure that you do update your opt-out setting in eBudde so that you do not receive the rewards that you're not supposed to receive. You can also use that opt-out form to choose one or the other. So if you chose to opt out in fall, but you want to make sure that you get rewards for cookies, you can do that as well. And just a reminder, if you need to make sure that that setting is changed and updated by January 13th. After that, you will not be able to change your setting. You'll have to contact us, but after initial order, we cannot make any opt-out changes. So everything has to be done by that date, because otherwise it messes up a lot of stuff, and we may not have access to rewards, or we may be paying for rewards that we don't need, stuff like that. So please make sure that you're put that on your calendar for January if that is applicable to your troop. Okay, so eBudde, if you've not logged into eBudde yet, please make sure that you do that. You need not get that sign up email from Little Brownie to access eBudde. You can simply go to ebudde.littlebrownie.com and go to the login screen and click Forgot Password. If you still have problems from there, it's likely there's some issue with your record attached to your troop in eBudde, and you'll need to contact the Answer Center. But this is definitely the required program that you need to use. It has a web-based version as well as an app. And you'll see if you used eBudde last year, when you're on the web-based version, that the screens look a little bit closer to how they're formatted in the app. So I would encourage you to definitely download that app for ease of use on the go as well. But this is where you would manage your entire program. So you want to be double checking your Girl Scouts list is correct, letting us know if we need to add a girl, things like that. This is where you will reuse our cookie booth or submit your own scheduled booth for approval. You'll see updates and things on your dashboard. You can track your troop sales. You can transfer product from troop inventory to individual Girl Scouts. You can even send messages to troop families through eBudde as well. So it's definitely probably a lot of things in there that you may not use, but there are a lot of important things that you have to use. And one of those things is updating your bank account. So if you've not gone into eBudde yet, make sure that that is one of the first things that you do when you log into eBudde is going to your settings tab and updating your bank account information. So we did roll over troops that we had the information in the system from M2, from our Treats and Reads program. We rolled that up into eBudde. So if you participated in Treats and Reads, just double check that to make sure everything is still accurate to your troop, update accordingly, because that was definitely, just get it out of the way. And then you don't have to worry about it later on when it comes time to do the ACH withdrawal in March. And then if you plan on having any additional adult helpers with things like picking up cookies from the cupboard, you would do this in your contacts tab, which is different than last year. So just a reminder, go to your contacts tab to update any contacts, no matter the role. All right. So I mentioned one of the things you want to make sure is correct is the Girl Scout list in your Girls tab. So that's the fourth one over on the from the left, and it should look a little something like this with some basic information about each Girl Scout. The only things that you will be able to edit about an individual Girl Scout will be a shirt size, sales goal, and caregiver email. If anything else is incorrect, you will have to reach out to the Answer Center to do that for you. Your neighborhood manager may be able to do it, but it's likely they can't do that either. If you need us to inactivate a Girl Scout because she dropped out of Girl Scouts entirely, something like that, you'll need to reach out to us. If you have a Girl Scout showing that is in another troop, please let us know, things like that. So you won't be able to do that yourself. Okay, so digital cookie, this is your dashboard. You have limited capabilities within digital cookie as a troop or neighborhood manager, cookie manager. It's really gives you the ability to look at sales information and reports only in the digital cookie area. So all online sales will be tracked there, but it also transfers over to eBudde. So everything in digital cookie does sync over to eBudde so that it is attached to each Girl Scouts record. And sometimes there's a slight delay in or a lag in doing something, an order being placed in digital cookie and then it's showing up in eBudde. So we usually say like give us about 15 minutes and it should show up there. But you'll have your dashboard with those reports. You can access sales information for each Girl Scout in your troop with the old spreadsheet. And then digital cookie is also used for the Girl Scout to set up her own site to sell cookies and market. And just one thing I want to mention is that the app, digital cookie app, is only for the sales part of the program. It is not available to use to manage it from the troop or volunteer side of things. So access to that won't actually open until January 7th. And it can only be accessed by a parent or Girl Scout who has a published site or a troop volunteer who has set up a troop virtual booth, because that sort of functions as a parent account. Which leads me into the next thing, is the troop virtual booth. The troop virtual booth is something that's for, I think, our third year of offering this option to troops. It is, when you first log into digital cookie, you'll probably see a screen on your dashboard or a little button that says, set up your digital cookie virtual booth. And when you do that, it gives your troop a unique link to share out if you'd like, or it will be posted on our cookie finder, the National Cookie Finder. And you can choose to use your shipped link or your in-hand orders link, things like that. You can customize what you need for your troop. And we just really encourage everybody to do this. And the other benefit to setting up your troop virtual booth is the ability to take credit card payments at cookie booths. Otherwise, you have to do it as a, each girl account or have to use Clover Go. So this should be one of the things that I would suggest you do over the next couple of weeks, is set this up. Have some fun with it. Have your Girl Scouts maybe create a video and upload that to your troop virtual booth. But that's on what I would put that on your to-do list over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so credit card payments, if you are so inclined, maybe you've done it before and you want to do it again, or you want to try out Clover Go, that I would start doing that process now, because it takes a little bit longer to make sure that's all set up and ready to go. You've got plenty of time, but why not get it out of the way? But digital cookie is the preferred credit card acceptance system during cookie program for accepting customer payments for cookies. So this would be through, you can use this at your cookie booth. Individual Girl Scouts can use it when delivering order card cookies to customers and collecting their payment at that time. And it's all done through the app. There's no additional setup that's needed beyond setting up and publishing that virtual booth and an individual girl site. And just a reminder, because so much is done online, digital cookie has exploded in terms of how many girls are participating in it, how much is being sold on it. And just a reminder that as a troop volunteer, we want you to be knowledgeable about the online sales and marketing guidelines, but also educate your families, because that's typically where we see the most challenges, is our individual families maybe not following policy, maybe not taking the best safeguards with how they're using their Girl Scouts link to help her during her cookie program. So digital cookie should always be online with adult supervision. And the biggie here, probably the most common thing I see people reporting to us, is posting a Girl Scouts individual link on resale sites. So examples would be Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor app sales tab, things like that. And this is all falls because of tax regulations and stuff with our nonprofit status. So Girl Scouts, they really should just be marketing on public pages that are not sale places. And just be careful about community sites. So say a community Facebook page that if a Girl Scout wants to share on there, that it meets the community page's guidelines for any kind of solicitation and promotion, and just be cognizant and respectful of those guidelines for individual sites. And then just making sure that your troop is aware, going over it for those little ones. It's always good to make sure that the Girl Scouts understand the safety of online behavior. There is a safety pledge that you have to take when you first log in anyway, but you can make it a little program, have a little fun with it if you're new to this. Within Digital Cookie, just for if you're new to this, I want to make sure that you know so you can share with your families. There's several different options. So if I get a Girl Scouts link and I go to her site, for the time being when cookies first start, I will choose my cookies and I can choose to have them for girl delivery, which means it's like an order card. You're just prepaying for your cookies. So the Girl Scout will get those cookies and have to bring them to me. Any orders chosen for girl delivery get submitted to the family, the parent's email that's on record there for approval. So they have about 5 days to approve that order before it falls back or defaults to the customer's chosen backup option, which would either be to cancel or donate that order. So just tell your parents to pay attention to those, look at their emails, look at their Digital Cookie dashboard regularly so they don't miss out on a sale, and approve those. But the other thing is making sure that they don't approve orders they cannot deliver. So paying attention to those delivery addresses on there. It's just a best practice to maybe not choose girl delivery for people that they don't know. We've seen some Girl Scouts get it a little bit over their heads by posting their link on a community page and just getting thousands of orders. Yeah, I'll have to deliver all those. So it has to be manageable by the family. So just warn your parents about making sure they're staying on top of that and choosing wisely. Okay, so Rallyhood, if you were with us at the beginning, we were talking about Rallyhood. If you've not joined us yet, this is the Cookie Manager Rallyhood. It's a community of cookie volunteers. It's a site where we have files, we share updates. Volunteers can talk to one another and ask advice. We have links to things like our weekly cookie chats. Videos are up there. Links to the webinars will be on there. So this is what if you've not joined us yet, make sure that you do join us so that you do get regular updates. We're trying to move things here and off of other pages that have content that goes beyond cookies. Please join us there, and the address is on the screen. And it is also in your troop guide. And as far as updates and support, we do send weekly messages. I know Whitney was working on today's message, our first one of the season, to go out through eBudde to our cookie volunteers with a few updates and kind of what you want to be working on. You have the eBudde Help Center dashboard messages, which likely we won't use a whole lot, but there'll be things if a message that we want to stay up there for a while. You can look at that in the top right of your dashboard when you log into eBudde. We have these webinars. Your guide, the Answer Center is a resource as well, and my team also monitors the Answer Center help tickets, so we can respond to you all within a reasonable time and as quick as we can. The Rallyhood Rally, and then we have the new website. So if you've not been to our new website, the cookie information for volunteers and Girl Scouts has moved, so everything is under the members heading now. So if you hover over the members heading, you'll see a whole menu pop up, and there'll be cookie sellers, and there'll be volunteer cookie resources. And then Little Brownie Bakers has a lot of great assets and marketing materials that troops can use as they went for booths, things like that. So just as a review of your next steps, you want to look at your quick start guide and then go to the full online guide, bookmark that on your mobile if you are able to do that. Complete your cookie manager training, join our Rallyhood Rally, schedule that cookie meeting with your families and girls. Another thing is get the permission form signed. I would hope that everybody by now has those taken care of because they're part of the annual health history form, and there's multiple permissions on there. Product programs is one of those, but it's really important that you do have that piece confirmed and signed by each Girl Scout who is participating in the cookie program, because that is where your families are accepting financial responsibility for the cookies that they take. So always, always make sure you have that. Remind your families of the importance of Girl Scouts participating, the skills that they can learn and how it benefits the troops and all Girl Scouts. Sample the new cookie with your troop. Hopefully you have secured a box from your local cookie manager or neighborhood cookie manager. Go ahead and get logged into eBudde and Digital Cookie now so that you're not scrambling or having issues come go day. Set up your troop virtual booth in Digital Cookie beginning Thursday, and then just decide what start thinking about what your troop wants to do as far as cookie booth. Troops that have big goals, cookie booths really do help them get there, and we do expect to have more booth opportunities this next season than we've had in the last few years. So very exciting stuff, and we're really hoping that your troop has a lot of success this year, and that we all get all the cookies that we all need. So thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we look forward to working with you this season.